The sirens pierced the quiet suburban morning like a knife through fog. But that wasn't what shattered me. It was the empty spot in the driveway where my car should have been. Sold off by the very people I'd trusted with my life. 6 weeks earlier, I'd collapsed in my tiny apartment in Wrigleyville, Chicago, my chest crushing inward as if the world itself was caving in. Pulmonary embolism, the doctors said later. A blood clot that nearly ended everything. I'd clawed my way back from the brink, only to find betrayal waiting at home. My name is Emily Hayes, 28 years old, a marketing coordinator at Summit Creative in downtown Chicago. I'd scraped together a stable life, a cozy walk-up, a paid-off 2018 Toyota Corolla that got me through the brutal commutes, and a small nest egg that vanished faster than morning dew under hospital bills. The embolism hit like a freight train on a rainy April afternoon. 1 second, I was prepping ad copy for a big campaign. The next, I was on the floor, vision blurring, lungs screaming for air. My roommate found me just in time, dialing 911 while I gasped like a fish on dry land. Weeks blurred into 4 drips, sterile rooms, and the constant beep of monitors. Savings? Gone. Work? On hold. I emerged weak, medicated, and broke, with follow-ups looming like storm clouds. That's when Aunt Margaret called, her voice dripping with that Midwestern sweetness that always hid sharper edges. Come stay with us in Elmwood. Sweetie, it's only an hour from the city. Family sticks together. Elmwood, Illinois, the sleepy town where I'd spent my childhood summers, dodging fireflies and family barbs. Margaret was my late mom's sister, the one who'd always labeled me the sensitive one, rolling her eyes at my worries like they were childish games. Her daughter, my cousin Sarah, 25 and drifting through retail jobs, had inherited that same dismissive smirk. Uncle Tom, Margaret's third husband, was the quiet type, more interested in his garage tinkering than family feuds. I drove my Corolla down there, parking it in their cracked driveway, grateful for the temporary roof. The basement guest room smelled of mothballs, but it was mine. I needed the car for everything, doctor visits in the nearby clinic, partial days back at work to prove I wasn't dead weight. Focus on healing, Margaret cooed, patting my hand. But healing came with invisible chains. At first, it was subtle, like a pot simmering on low. Groceries appeared on the counter with pointed sighs about rising prices. Sarah would lounge in the living room, scrolling credit card statements aloud, her eyes flicking my way. Uncle Tom grumbled about the leaky garage roof over dinner, his fork scraping the plate like an accusation. I pitched in where I could, buying milk, washing dishes when my energy allowed, filling their old pickup's tank after borrowing it once. But the air thickened. We're not even asking for rent, Margaret said one evening, her smile tight as a drum. I was at the kitchen table, sorting pill bottles and bills, my body still aching from the day's bus ride back from a half shift. That's gotta be worth $700 a month, right? Her words hung there, a velvet trap. I nodded, murmuring thanks. But inside, something twisted. Family doesn't tally favors. Or so I'd thought. The asks grew bolder. Sarah cornered me before a checkup. Spot me $150 for my phone bill? Mom says you're saving big here. I handed it over, my account dipping red. To avoid the frost that followed any no. It bought peace. But peace felt like surrender. The family meeting hit like a gut punch. Seated around their scarred oak table, they divvied up the roof repair like pie slices. Tom, $800. Margaret, $800. Then eyes on me for the rest, $1, $400. I'm still on reduced pay, I whispered, my voice thin. Meds alone are $250 a week. Sarah snorted. twirling her hair. You got that city job. Some of us scrape by. The comparison burned years ago. When Grandma Hayes lingered in hospice, I'd sent money from my college dorm gigs. But memories twist in families like this. Mine became the ungrateful one. Tension coiled tighter. Whispers about my long showers, jacking the water bill. Dinners laced with tales of their hardships. Glances like arrows. When I splurged on a refill prescription, Sarah spotted the receipt. Wow! $280 on fancy drugs while we're patching the roof ourselves. I bit back the truth that those drugs kept clots from reforming. Kept me alive. Instead, I fled downstairs, their voices filtering through the vents like poison gas. Refusing Sarah's plea to co-sign her credit card application snapped something. After all we've done, she spat. Her face inches from mine in the dim basement. You're selfish. Margaret loomed behind her, arms folded. We housed you when no one else would. Risk? You're the risk here. Truth was, I had options, friends' couches in Chicago. Temporary sublets. But blood pulled me here. That foolish belief in kinship after staring down death. That night, their voices rose unchecked. She owes us big, Sarah said. That Corolla's worth $6,000 easy. Sell it. She can Uber. Margaret's tone turned musing. We can't force it. But maybe we don't have to. I curled in the dark, heart hammering. Realizing vulnerability wasn't a call for mercy, it was bait. Monday dawned gray. I shuffled outside at 5:45 a.m. Work bag slung over my shoulder. Ready for the drive. The driveway gaped empty. My Corolla gone. Panic surged. Phone in hand for 911. Theft screaming in my mind. Then Sarah's voice from the porch. Looking for something? She sipped tea. Smug as a cat with cream. We sold it. Fair's fair, you've been freeloading. The world tilted. You. What? It's mine. Titled to me. She shrugged. Keys were hanging. Papers in your drawer. Call it settling up, rent. Food. All that support. Margaret joined her. Calm as stone. We fixed the roof with it. Your share. They got $3,500, half its value. Cash. The violation crashed over me. They'd rifled my locked drawer. Forged papers. Driven it off while I slept. I need it for work. For doctors, I pleaded. Bus exists, Margaret dismissed. Police arrived. But shrugged. Family access. No forced entry, civil court stuff. Sarah waved mockingly from the window as they left. Trapped. Commute stretched to 3 hours of rattling buses. Arriving drained. Late. My boss, Carla, frowned. Emily. We need consistency. Clients grumbled. One reassigned. Doctor visits? Postponed. Uber's eating what little I had. Cloth's a lurking threat. At home, they acted normal, chattering over meals while I stared at plates. Appetite gone. Overheard plans twisted the knife. Her tablet next, worth $500, Sarah whispered. Or that necklace from her mom. Emotional support ain't free. Margaret chuckled, pretending to care about her drama. Exhausting. But yeah. Wait. Let her think it's over. Despair choked me. I'd beaten death. Only for kin to suffocate me slowly. Shame silence calls to friends. How admit your blood turned predator? The spark came from old friend Lisa. Now a legal aid in Peoria. I broke. Spilling everything in a tear-choked call. This is fraud. Emily. Theft. My firm handles this. Meet attorney David Klein tomorrow. Broke. I scraped bus fares. Arriving rumpled at his sleek office. David. Sharp-suited and steely-eyed. Listened. Notes flying. Screenshots of my car relist at $7,000 sealed it. Forgery on the title? Felony in Illinois. Over $3,000? Class 3. We prove it. They're done. Hope flickered. But family. Law's blind to that. They exploited your illness, malicious. Plan. Gather proof quietly. Act beaten while he pulled DMV records. Footage. Text admitting access denial. Illinois' one-party recording? Goldmine. I documented sneers. Intrusions, Sarah rifling my bag, just borrowing cash, family shares. Right? Breakthroughs piled. Video of Sarah signing my name at the lot. Check cashed at Margaret's credit union job, $3, $500 split. No roof work done. Forged title. Tax dodge. Recordings captured plotting. Her tablet disappears. Insurance claim, smart. Mom. Neighbors' affidavits. Sarah speeding in my car days prior. The lot owner. Facing his own probe. Spilled. She said keep it quiet from her cousin, desperate vibe. Warrants issued. Friday night. Their ritual takeout burgers arrived. Doorbell at 7:15. I answered to cops and David outside. Arrest warrants for Margaret and Sarah Hayes. Theft. Forgery. Fraud. Chaos erupted. Margaret blanched. Ridiculous. Sarah froze. Cuffs clicked. Miranda rights echoed. This about the car? Margaret snarled at me. After we saved you? You stole. Forged. Lied, I said. Voice iron. Exploited my near death. Uncle Tom gaped. The roof money. We never fixed it. Neighbors filmed. Whispers spread. As patrol cars pulled away. Margaret sobbed pleas. Sarah spat threats. David served civil papers. $45,000 sought car value. Wages lost. Distress. Punitives. Tom backed away. Divorce looming. My Corolla returned via lot cooperation. Trials loomed. They turned. Blaming each other. Confessions spilling. Guilty pleas. Sarah probation. Service. Margaret jail time. Both records scarred. Jobs lost. Reputations ash. Settlement. $25,000. House mortgaged. I drove away in my car. To a new Wrigleyville flat. Promotion earned. Health study. Freedom tasted sharp, betrayal's price paid. Not by me. But them. In silence's wake. I breathe deep. Scars a reminder, blood can cut deepest. But justice mends.